Getting all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the St. Louis Blues Relocation franchise here on Madden 25. We are wrapping up this season here with the Blues as the defending champions, and we're not playing very well. At least we didn't play the first 10 weeks of the season. We didn't play very well. We finished 5-4 in that episode, and I'm a little bit concerned. Because, yeah, we lost a few talented pieces in the off-season previously, but I still feel like we have a good enough team to play better than we have been playing. So hopefully this episode we can turn it around, we can win more games than we lose, preferably, and make the playoffs and have a chance at least to defend our title. Because if we don't defend our title, we're going to lose even more people in the offseason, and we might even be worse than we've ever been. So there's a lot riding on the end of this season here, and we will find out how it plays out in today's episode. If you're going to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's go see how the end of this season finishes for the Blues. We pick up right where we left off in Week 11. We're 5-4, and the reason why I'm so concerned with this 5-4 record is because the rest of the AFC is really, really good this year. I mean, you've got the Bills, Dolphins, and Patriots, and even the Jets, really. All of the AFC East teams are in contention. You've got the Ravens and Steelers in the AFC North. You've got everybody but the Raiders in the AFC West, and obviously you've got everybody but the Titans in the South, which is our division. So basically there's three teams in the AFC that really don't have a shot. Four if you don't want to count the Jets, but they're only 4-5. So you've really got everybody but three teams in the AFC that can make the playoffs or have a good shot at making the playoffs, and that is scary. This is what the team has looked like this season. If you're curious and you forgot what happened in the last episode with the team, Blake Corum is our starting quarterback. Blake Corum is our starting running back. Trevor Lawrence is our starting quarterback. Corum has to start at running back after we let Pacheco go in the offseason because we prioritized using the franchise tag on Sam Laporta, which I do feel like was the right idea because we had a better option at running back than we did at tight end. We have great wide receivers, at least three great ones. The offensive line's solid enough. The defense is really where we shine. And I think the offensive line being as weak as it's probably ever been, even though it's still fairly good, I think that's probably where we suffer a little bit. That's probably why we're losing a few games that we probably shouldn't. This is what the negotiations look like for this upcoming season and why I really want to defend our championship and get back-to-back, because we might not have the team that we had these first few episodes or first few seasons by the end of the offseason, because we could be losing a lot of, well, we're certainly going to be losing a lot of people, that's for sure. It's just a matter of how many can we bring back? Can we possibly trade anybody away for future assets? We can't do that because we have negative $84 million in trading cap or in cap room when we go to the trade block. So that basically gets rid of it. It cancels out all trading possibilities. So either we have to spend that money that we have, which is like $27 million, right? Yeah, $27 million. Either we have to spend this $27 million on somebody, which I don't know who it's going to be. I mean, I would like to spend it on Paris Johnson Jr. because we need offensive linemen, but I would also like to spend it on Christian Gonzalez. Now, if we spend it on Christian Gonzalez, we can get more than just him. We could probably get him and Blake Corum, maybe a couple extra guys here, but then we'd lose on Paris Johnson Jr., which is going to be pretty brutal because he's our best offensive lineman, I think. So, and then I'm not even considering these guys because we can't even afford these guys. The only way that we could get one of these guys back is most likely a franchise tag, and that's going to be pretty brutal. So we got a lot of decisions to make either at the end of this episode or in the offseason. I think I'm going to sign a couple of people in this episode or somebody in this episode just to spend that $27 million so that when we go to the offseason in the next episode, hopefully it's not the offseason, hopefully it's the playoffs actually. But whenever we get to the offseason, then I want to have that money spent already so that the cap, when it rolls over, we can actually spend some money. So let's simulate this first game. It's against the New Orleans Saints. I hope that we get on a winning streak, and we do win that game. I think we won the final game of last episode as well, so we're on a little bit of a streak here. To start the episode, we get some big upgrades. I'm hoping that Tyree Wilson gets upgraded because he just got one there. I'm hoping that he continues to play well because we need him to. I'm not sure what games we'll jump into. I guess we'll see what kind of records we come up against, and if we need to jump in. We do get another win. We're 7-4 currently on the year. Looking pretty good. Some big upgrades. Paris Johnson Jr., Brian Thomas. That's pretty big. We need Brian Thomas to get upgraded. We have focus players. We're probably going to need to focus on offensive line now that I think about it, because we're going to be most likely losing Paris Johnson Jr. unless we use the franchise tag on him, but then we lose out on Sam Laporta, who we used it on last year. So I don't know where we're going to go. I don't know what draft pick we're going to have either. It seems like the tight ends might not be amazing this year. I'm in a little bit of a pickle. There's only one decent center, so I guess we'll use one on him just to find out how good he actually is. We might have to dive a little bit into the tackle pool and just see who is available. Let's go for... Let's choose... I don't know. Let's choose Pat Hawley. I know he's 23, but I mean, we're not going to have a chance at Mike Thurman unless we trade up, and I don't really want to do that. At least not right now. And every right tackle is old, and they're not even good. There's no right tackles even projected to go first 2 days. That's kind of crazy. That rarely ever happens. Usually there's at least one round 1 to 2 guy in the right tackle pool. There is a round 3 to 4 guy that has a lot of A's. So we'll scout this right guard, Jared Childress. I'm going to spend a lot on offensive line this offseason, at least in the draft, because we need to replenish it. Let's just say that. Taking on the Dolphins, this actually might be a good one to jump into. They're 8-3. We have jumped into first place in the division. Okay, now everything's starting to even itself out. When we started the episode, before we simulated those couple games, it was very, very neck and neck. But now it seems like everybody's starting to separate themselves. The talent is starting to separate itself. The cream is rising to the top. Macho Man Randy Savage. The cream rises to the top. Ooh, yeah. I can't do that impression very much. It hurts my throat too much. But anyway, we're 7-4. Texans are 7-4. Colts are 6-5. So the AFC South is by no means in our hands. We have to win every game. The West, done. Chiefs are going to win. The North, unless the Steelers slip up, which I doubt, the Steelers are going to win. And the same thing with the East. If the Dolphins slip up, which they could by losing to us, then the East is going to be in jeopardy. But I do think this is a prime game to jump into, first game of the episode. And we will see what we can get done here against the Miami Dolphins. Although I think I'm going to make them wear their old school unis. And I say old school, but it's just the jerseys that I grew up with. These aren't even the ones. These are the ones. Yes, the darker teal is the jersey that I grew up. The Ricky Williams, Chad Pennington, Chris Chambers, Jason Taylor, Zach Thomas, all those boys on those Dolphins teams in the 2000s. We'll go with these jerseys for them. And we will see if we can keep the win streak going. This is a big game, though. 8-3 Dolphins on the road in Hard Rock. I mean, this is a tough game. And I'm just noticing, you can't see this because my camera's in the way, but they have 2 quarterbacks on their roster that are both superstar. Obviously, they have Tua, but they also have a rookie quarterback or some sort of auto-generated quarterback who is also a superstar in their top 3. That's kind of wild, actually. I didn't even realize that was a thing the CPU would do, but I guess we'll find out who's... I would assume Tua's starting, but I guess you never know. We start the game on defense, and we're struggling a little bit here in Miami, down 7-0. We will jump in and take this drive here. It's 3rd and 4. Trevor Lawrence has been good for us. He's been really good in simulation. Obviously, he's a Super Bowl champion. He's been very good for us. Another guy that's been very good for us is Blake Corum, but I kind of put him in a bad spot there. That's not really Blake's fault. I'm actually going to jump in and go for this here. It's not Blake's fault he didn't get that first down. I put him in a real bad spot there. Let's see what we can do here. I'm probably going to go underneath to Laporta, and he holds on for the first down. Good job, Laporta. I needed that one. Absolutely needed that one. And this is going to be the final play before the quarter ends. See if we can snap this real quick. There we go. Thomas, I was looking at Thomas, but it's gone away. If St. Brown just keeps running, I hate this game so much. He sees Trevor Lawrence rolling. You gotta keep, well, you can't just stop right behind the guy. God, I hate this game so much. Oh my God, why would he ever do that? If he sees the quarterback rolling to the right, or to his right, he should follow him, try to get an open space, but of course that's not how it works. He just sits down right behind the DB. I should know he's going to stop. I should know, but I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to predict the game's going to be bad. Okay, at least we were able to not fall victim to the stupidity of this game, and we've tied it up at 7, and we actually are driving and threatening for another touchdown here. I'm going to fire this underneath. It's Sam Laporta. He's got room. Gets first down. Good job there. Are we going to score? They're going to bring me back in. I wasn't sure if they were just going to take it or not. Can we get the first down with Blake Corum here? We might be able to. Nope. Okay, they sealed off the outside. I mean, I would have got tackled on going the outside of the guard anyway by the linebacker. So it really doesn't matter if I got tackled there or not. I would have got brought down by either one. This is feeling like a Brian Thomas Jr. catch. Never mind Trevor Lawrence. That is such a common missed throw in these EA Sports video games. That happens all the time in College Football 25, and it happens in Madden too, and it's very annoying because it should not be that difficult of a throw to hit, but it's just a miss every single time for some reason. This might be a stupid idea to go for this, but it's a big-time game. Playoff implications. Get it to not Jahan Dotson, LaMichael Dotson. That is certainly not Jahan Dotson. It's the guy that we drafted a couple years ago, LaMichael Dotson, superstar wide receiver. He gets on the board. Can the defense step up? We allow a field goal and then a touchdown, but they didn't get the extra point, or maybe they went for it. Went for 2 and didn't get it. I'm not sure, but they have 16 points. It is 4th and 14. My only hope is to get this to Amon-Ra St. Brown down the field. I think he might have it. Amon-Ra St. Brown down the field. He's got it. Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's a huge play. Oh, good ball. Good enough ball from Trevor Lawrence. It's probably better that he didn't score the touchdown here because we can chew so much time off this clock, and we can kick the field goal if we want to. I don't really want to. I want to put it in the hands of the touchdown here. I don't really want to kick a field goal. You guys know how bad I am at field goals. Blake Corum, they call their first timeout. Probably shouldn't have called a toss play, though. Maybe I should have called something a little bit more conservative there. Give that to Corum again. Oh, Corum broke a tackle. I was hoping for some better blocking there. I don't know why I would hope for better blocking. It's not like it's their job. 3rd and 5. I guess if we just keep it lined up, the field goal is fine. But they're going to really use a lot of time here, and I'm going to get stuck. I should have cut it back. I got to have better vision than that. I'm going to let the CPU handle this. I am not kicking a field goal here. I really hope they make it, though, and they did. Perfect. 17-16. 2nd and 19. That's huge. 3rd and 8. 1st and 10. 1st and 10. What? We lose 19-17? They kick a field goal? Is that what they had to have? Because they had 16 points. Oh my God, I can't believe we got beat on a field goal. The defense sells at the last second and we lose on a game-winning field goal. Wow. We had that game. We came in, won that game, and we lose it in the end. The defense doesn't get it done. That's annoying. Oh, okay, well, there goes our win streak. Hopefully that doesn't affect anything in the playoff race. Taking on the Panthers here. They're also pretty decent. We win, though, 27-17. That's a big win. That's a really big win. Taking on the Texans. This is a big matchup. The last at least 3 games are against division opponents. We still have... Oh, my God. This AFC South division race is unbelievable. It looks like all 3 teams are going to make the playoffs if everything stays the way it is, which is pretty crazy. But the fact that everybody in this division is 8-5, I don't want to jump into every game. I might jump into one that later, the very end of the season, but we lose to the Texans. That's not something that could have happened. Losing to that Texans team is tough because that, I'm assuming, makes them jump into the first place. Gotta beat the Titans here. Gotta beat the Titans here. We do. Okay, so we stay alive. We are 9-6. The Colts are 10-5. This is a division game right here. This is a division winning game, I should say. This means more. What's the division race look like? So the Colts are 10-5, the Texans are 10-5, and we're 9-6. The only two teams to clinch right now are the Chiefs and the Steelers, but that doesn't concern us. So if we beat the Colts, we would presumably jump ahead of them. But if the Texans win, they have the tiebreaker, so they go ahead of us. So so if the Texans win and we win, Texans win the division, most likely. This has got to be a game that we jump into. That's just the way it is. So we're going to jump into this game against the Colts. It is a must-win on the road. Let's go see if we can do it. Big division race here in Indy. I mean, this is the biggest game of the season to this point. The Colts are a game ahead of us. If we lose this game, it's over for the division, obviously, but it's not over necessarily for the playoffs. There's still a chance we make it. But we are winning 17-0. Now it's 17-7. Late fourth quarter action here. And we have a chance to put this game basically to bed. 3rd and 3 from the 14-yard line. Hand this ball off to Blake Corum and believe. This is a very favorable run spot, although they do have a guy floating there in the middle. And he's going to get blocked. Great block pick up by the left guard. And that is a first down. That might be enough to end this game. I know that we still have the 2-minute warning. I'm going to change this opposite side. We're going to run it Law 2 here. At least I'm assuming that's Law 2. Blake Corum with a speed burst, and he gets into the end zone. Huge touchdown. That pretty much ends this game. At least I would assume it ends this game. There's not much time left, and we're up multiple touchdowns. And it is over. 24-14. We win this game, keep our playoff hopes alive, keep our division hopes alive. There's still one more week in the season. We got to find out what the Texans did, most importantly. Because now that we've beaten the Colts, I wonder if we've beaten the Colts both times this year. I can't remember from last episode if we beat the Colts twice. I'm pretty sure we beat the Titans twice. That doesn't matter. They're not good. But now that we beat the Colts, we did our job. We just have to hope that whoever played the Texans beat them. But we will simulate and find out. The division is still up for grabs. Taking on the 8-8 Jets. We are in first place because the Texans lost too. Oh my God, they did their job. Whoever played the Texans did their job, and we have a chance at the division. We jump from 7-3 just like that. And as long as we win this game against the Jets, it's ball game. We are the division champs again. So I think we have to jump into this one too. So final game of the season at home for the division crown. Let's go get it. As I was loading into this game, I realized that the New York Jets quarterback is Desmond Ridder. So I guess that's the reason why they are 8-8 and out of the playoffs, most likely. We are up 10-0 on the Jets, 10-7 now, but the Jets are driving again. Maybe I disrespected Desmond Ridder a little bit too soon. 14-10, Jets lead late third quarter. This is tough. 3rd and 4. Gonna go underneath to Amon-Ra. Or that's the Michael Dotson. Never mind. Amon-Ra's on the other side. We get the first down there. We go into the fourth quarter. Red zone advantage. Here we go. 2nd and 5. I don't really want to run against Quinnen Williams, but it looks like I'm going to have to, unless I flip the play. All right, let's see what happens. Quinnen Williams basically destroyed my right guard. That ball is out, and the Jets recover. Bring him down, bring him down, bring him down. Okay. Blake Corum with the fumble. That might have lost us the ball game right there. That might have lost us the ball game. It's 17-10. So it's not over just yet. We can still score the touchdown and take the lead. But that fumble is crazy from Blake Corum. But I think Amon-Ra just cooked again, just like he did in the other game earlier in the episode. Amon-Ra St. Brown, this time he scores. Oh, let's go. I don't know what dance he's doing. That's kind of a crazy dance. I've never seen that one before. I'll take it, though. It's a touchdown dance. 17-7. We need the defense to step up, and they did just like that. Huge. Huge. Trevor Lawrence is activated on his X Factor. 2 minutes to go in the game. Corum, just hold on to the football, big dog. All we got to do, theoretically, is to get into field goal range. I'd prefer a touchdown, obviously. But I just want to win this game. Because if we win this game, we are locked in for the division. No matter what happens. It's still possible, technically, to lose this game and still win the division. But it relies on the Texans and the Colts both losing the final game of the season, which I highly doubt they would do. It's possible, but it's very, very unlikely. Ooh, I might have wanted Brian Thomas Jr. on that one, but that works too. Trevor Lawrence, the big scramble, though. I didn't even talk about the big scramble. Big scramble from Trevor Lawrence. That gets us to about a minute. We're close, basically at midfield. All we got to do is be conservative with this football and move up the field. Great blocking by Sam Laporta. And that does just what we needed to do. That gets us into field goal range, which allows the Jets to start using their timeouts. And now we just got to get the timeouts used and get into field goal range or score a touchdown, I guess, if Blake Corum breaks one. All right, there's a second timeout used. And the good thing about getting a first down and the Jets using their timeout on the first down means that once they use it here, unless there's a penalty or something, obviously, we have a third down play where we can run the clock. So that is huge. And I think I'm going to take this time, and I'm going to line up that field goal, and we're going to nail it. Corum, just line it up. I don't care where you go. Just line it up. Like, oh my God, he's in the air. I didn't even hurdle that. And he went in the air. It's a 35-yard field goal. I am not going to click this button because it'll like run off, and I don't want to get spooked and lose that time. So I'm just going to let it manually run off. And I will call the timeout myself and then kick the field goal. I will kick the field goal. Since it's for the division, I will kick the field goal. I just hope that I don't miss it. But knowing my luck, I probably would. And then we go to overtime. That would be brutal. Absolutely brutal. All right, so we will take this down to as much time. Looks like we'll have about 3 seconds left, probably. All right, call the timeout. 4th and 3. Got 2 seconds left, so that will end the time with the ball in the air. Oh, perfect. I lined it up exactly in the middle. For the division. Boom! Drill it, and the Blues will have another division title and get a top 4 seed in the playoffs this year. That's absolutely massive. Now, it's obviously not the number 1 seed, which is annoying, but it is what it is. I mean, we got it, and we had to fight. We had to fight for that one. What a second half of the season. What did we lose? Only 1 game? No, 2 games. I don't remember. I think it was only 1 game. Maybe it was 2. I can't remember exactly. But we didn't lose that many games this second half of the season. And we did just what we needed to do, which was win the division and make the playoffs as the number 3 seed. At least I think is the number 3 seed. Is the number 2 seed close? No, never mind. The number 2 seed is the Chiefs, who are 12-4. So they are going to guarantee themselves a victory and the number 2 seed. But we get to the playoffs in a massive, massive victory. We take on the Ravens. Oh, great. For our troubles, we take on the Baltimore Ravens in the next episode to start the playoff run. This is what the bracket looks like. Steelers and Eagles are the number 1 seeds. Then you got Jets, or never mind, not the Jets. The Chiefs and Bills, us and the Ravens, and the Dolphins and the Texans. Then over on the NFC side, you've got the Niners and the Giants, the Vikings and the Packers, and the teams that are being blocked by my camera is the Panthers and the Cowboys. So that is your playoff bracket for this season. We'll take a look at stats, and then we'll probably sign some players with that money so that I don't forget before we simulate to the next, or get to the offseason. So let's take a look at stats first. How good did everybody do? Trevor Lawrence has been very good in this Chiefs playbook. I think we're in the Chiefs playbook. Whatever playbook we're in, he's been very good. 4,000 yards, 29 touchdowns, 13 picks, 69% completion percentage. Nice. Very good numbers from Trevor Lawrence. Few too many interceptions, but it is what it is. Now, Blake Corum does take a little bit of a step back than what Pacheco was doing. Pacheco was averaging over 1,000 yards a season. But, I mean, 977 is pretty darn good. And 13 touchdowns as well. 2 1,000-yard receivers. Brian Thomas Jr., I like to see that. That's a really good season from our third-string wide receiver. I like to see that. Obviously, St. Brown had 1,000 yards as well. Laporta was pretty close. He had a good season. So did LaMichael Dotson. Good numbers from the receiving core. I like these numbers. Then we had 86 tackles from Matt Sanborn. Okay. Not who I would expect. I would obviously expect Roquan Smith to be the guy that leads tackles because he has basically every single season since we started this. But it's Sanborn this time. That's a good sign because Roquan's probably out the door this year. So if we have a guy that takes over that spot, I'm happy with that. Campbell did good. Nubin did good. Is it Nubbin or Nubin? I don't know. I've heard different pronunciations. Tackle for loss leader is Tyree Wilson. Chop Robinson, that's what I want to see. Chop, I need you to develop. Please, big dog. I need you to develop. He didn't lead the team in sacks. It was Will Anderson Jr. Then it was Chop. Then Tyree Wilson, Chris Jones, Dallas Turner. Interception leader was Campbell. So the playbook that we're in defensively does not get a lot of interceptions, which is okay as long as we're winning games. All right, and the final thing that we're going to take care of before we end off this episode is to sign a few players with the $27 million that we have. So I think what I've decided to do is to use my franchise tag on somebody, whether it's Laporta or Roquan Smith or Denzel, probably not Denzel Ward, or Paris Johnson Jr. It's got to be somebody like that. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend the money on spreading it out between quality guys. So we're obviously going to bring Christian Gonzalez back. That'll leave us with $19 million or around $19 million. If we get him on a 4 or a 5-year deal, we pay him 3.5 and 6. He's going to come back. Perfect. That leaves us with $19 million. We can go then talk to Blake Corum. That leaves us with about $12 million. We'll get him on a 4-year deal for 4 and 3.5. He's going to come back. That leaves us with $12 million. We probably need to send that money to somebody down here. Tyree Wilson's asking for way too much money for not production. Quentin Johnston, I mean, he's only asking for 9.8. I feel like it's got to go to, like, Anton Harrison's asking for way too much money. We can't offer him. That's annoying. Kool-Aid's not asking for that much. Neither is Cooper DeJean. If we go for Nubin, then we're out of money. If we go for DeJean, we have slightly more money. So I think I might go for Cooper DeJean. Offer him a little bit more. Hopefully he accepts. He's going to come back. We have $6.7 million in available cap. And that's probably everybody I can get. I can barely offer Quentin Johnston. I'll take it. I know Quentin Johnston obviously has a bad reputation in real life, but having a 4th wide receiver is definitely something I like to have. So we have $1.5 million, but we were able to get quantity over quality. And I'm not saying none of those guys were quality. I mean, obviously Christian Gonzalez is pretty fantastic, but I like the way that we did that. And now it is time to end the episode and get ready for the playoffs. We've got the Ravens up first in the wild card round. Obviously, next episode will be the entirety of the playoff run. So whether we lose to the Ravens in the wild card, it'll be just that game, and it'll be a very short episode, or we go all the way to the Super Bowl and win it again, or anything in between. It's going to be everything encapsulated in that one video, so you don't want to miss it. If you enjoyed this one, though, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.